Name the longest running Kia nameplate. Is it Sepia? Spectra? Amante? Nope, it's the Sportage. This compact crossover has been in production since 1993, before Kia was even part of the Hyundai Motor Group. For 2023, Sportage is in its 5th generation, and for the first time, electrified models are part of the lineup. Today, we're driving the first of 2 battery-augmented powertrains. While a plug-in hybrid will be coming later, the standard hybrid is the initial fuel sipper on the menu. The Sportage promises power and efficiency in one package, but is it enough to bring it into the same discussion as stalwarts like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid? That's what we're here to find out. Later in this video, we'll pit it head-to-head against the RAV4 and other likely competitors, so stay tuned for that. Starting with the sheet metal, the Sportage gets Kia's new corporate face, which blends the grille and headlights into one element. This gives the car its distinct, futuristic character. In the rear, the curved LED taillights accentuate the crossover's width, while the hockey stick-like trim under the side windows adds some extra bright work. The design stands out and will turn heads. However, it's going to split opinions in the same way the Hyundai Tucson redesign did last year. Entirely new from the ground up, the crossover rides on a 3.4-inch longer wheelbase than the outgoing generation. Overall length is up by 7.1 inches, which is one of the reasons why the Sportage is now among the most capacious vehicles in its class. Powering the hybrid variant is a 1.6-liter Turbo 4 coupled to a 44-kilowatt electric motor, a 1.49 kilowatt-hour battery, and a 6-speed automatic transmission. The combined system output is 227 horsepower with 258 pound-feet of torque. The Sportage Hybrid's interior takes a lot of cues from the EV6 battery electric, which we reviewed earlier this year. Those design elements include the available dual 12.3-inch screens. There are a lot of thoughtful features like coat hooks built into the back of the front headrests, large cubbies for mobile devices, trick retractable cup holders, and easy-to-access USB ports. Then there's the space. You have gobs of it thanks to the Sportage growing in size. The rear seat accommodations are absolutely cavernous. Second-row seats have generous recline and they slide forward and back for extra flexibility. 5 people and their belongings will easily fit into Sportage, even when packing for long trips. In typical Kia fashion, the interior is built well and feels upscale. It's well insulated even at highway speeds, and everything you interact with has a sophisticated vibe. Like the exterior, the cabin exudes a sense of futurism thanks to the massive displays on the dash. Like in other Kia models, the user interface is fairly simple. There aren't many submenus and the main touchscreen is responsive. Our only complaint is the row of haptic feedback controls on the center stack. Like the EV6, it houses both climate and multimedia functions, but you need to toggle between the 2 sets. This requires time to get acquainted with, so make sure to take a glance before you accidentally freeze yourself instead of lowering the volume. As indicated by the name, previous generation Sportages leaned heavily into the sporty side of things. The 2023 model handles well, but it trades a little bit of agility for refinement. You still get good body control and accurate communicative steering. However, there's a distinct softness to this latest Sportage that its predecessors never had. The fact that you can't get anything larger than 18-inch alloy wheels might have something to do with it. That means every Sportage Hybrid has tires with generous sidewall. This provides additional cushioning from road imperfections, resulting in a comfortable ride when combined with the slightly softer suspension tune. Having 8.3 inches of ground clearance adds to the Sportage's newfound suppleness as well. The additional suspension travel keeps harsh impacts away from the passenger compartment. This also helps you clear more obstacles should you decide to take your crossover off the beaten path. The hybrid powertrain contributes to the Sportage's refinement. It delivers power seamlessly and never stumbles, even under spirited driving conditions. Shifts from the 6-speed auto are smooth and it responds immediately when you ask for more power. Best of all, the gearbox doesn't rush into the highest gear, which reduces hesitation at low speeds. Between the hybrid system's power and grown-up road manners, the Sportage Hybrid feels well-rounded. That's not a bad thing because it opens up the crossover's appeal to a wider audience. Now let's see how the Sportage Hybrid compares to its chief rivals. But first, don't forget to hit subscribe if you've made it this far. If you're considering a fully electric crossover, be sure to check out our first impressions of the Toyota BZ4X, Hyundai Ioniq 5, and more. No surprise, the Sportage Hybrid's chief competitors are the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, Honda CR-V Hybrid, and the closely related Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. Let's start with maximum cargo space. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid checks in at 70 cubic feet. Not bad at all. Honda's electrified CR-V is slightly lower at 68.7 cubes. However, the Tucson leapfrogs both the Honda and Toyota because it can haul up to 74.5 cubic feet of stuff. Naturally, the Sportage Hybrid isn't far behind at 73.7. If you're buying a compact crossover, chances are that you're frequently carrying people. That means rear seat legroom is crucial. The RAV4 measures only 37.8 inches, but the CR-V Hybrid has a generous 40.4 inches of rear seat legroom, or 2.6 inches more than the Toyota. The Tucson Hybrid and Sportage Hybrid tie for first place in this category at 41.3. That's 0.9 inches and 3.5 inches extra over the CR-V and RAV4 respectively. Then there's horsepower. Hybrids now serve as both the high output and efficiency options. In this regard, every entry gives you at least 200 horsepower, with the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid starting things off just shy of 220. The CR-V Hybrid is slightly lower at 212 horsepower combined. On the higher end is the Hyundai at 226. Finally, you have the Sportage, which somehow manages to eke out 227 horsepower from the same hybrid system used by the Tucson. Among these four, the Hyundai Tucson Hybrid is the strongest competitor because it possesses the blend of power and practicality that best competes with the Sportage. It also gets all-wheel drive standard, and its efficiency is similar to its Kia cousin. The base Sportage Hybrid LX starts at $28,545 in front-wheel drive configuration. Adding all-wheel drive will cost you $1,800 extra. The EX variant we drove for today, which gets all-wheel drive standard, starts at just over $32,000. A range-topping SX Prestige checks in at around $37,500. Before we finish, let's review the pros and cons of the Sportage Hybrid. The most obvious one is the interior space. Even with the additional powertrain components, the Sportage Hybrid is among the roomiest SUVs in its class. Next is the powertrain, which provides a nice balance of power and efficiency. Finally, you have refinement. No, the Sportage isn't as agile for this generation, but the trade-off is well worth it. A crossover that's comfortable and livable. Now we come to things that may need a little work or result in mixed feelings. First off, let's address the exterior styling. You're not mistaking the Sportage for anything else, but it will split opinions thanks to that new mug. Then you have the availability of the front-wheel drive model. Not everyone needs all-wheel drive, and if you want a loaded front-wheel drive version to maximize fuel economy, well, that's too bad because you can't get one. Lastly, there's the infotainment system. Yes, it's simple, but it will take some time to learn due to the overlapping controls for both multimedia and climate functions. After a day of driving the 2023 Kia Sportage Hybrid, it's obvious that it's now among the best in its segment. While it's not as sharply tuned as it used to be, it more than makes up for it in the livability department. This latest iteration doubles down on Kia's secret sauce, vehicles that punch above their weight. Although Kia claims it's no longer a value option, we think it changed the definition of the term in the automotive landscape. This is now about the level of execution and overall experience, not how low the price tag is. For more on the Sportage Hybrid, visit evpulse.com for our first drive story. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps us create more content like this on the newest electrified vehicles. See you next time!